I'm sitting in the Mumbil Hall with some members of the Mumbil District Progress Association, and I've got someone famous with me. You've probably heard Noreen's voice before. I know I've heard it back in the mid to late 80s because your voice was used, Noreen, on all the train announcements.
The train about to depart, platform 18, will stop at Redfern, McDonaldtown, Newtown, etc.
I love it. So without knowing it, we've got someone famous in our midst here. How long was your voice going through the train stations throughout Sydney?
I believe it was used for about 5 or 6 years,
Yeah, right.
maybe as long as 7.
So how did it feel when you turned up to catch the train and you had your voice telling you when the next train was coming?
At least I hoped it was accurate.
Indeed, sometimes trains aren't quite accurate. So you've moved out to this area. You're from Penrith, or you were recently in Penrith.
Yes.
Moved out to Mumbil a couple of years ago. Obviously, I'm focused on the state government, the state election. So you've come from a Sydney environment. My personal view is that too much money is being spent in Sydney and not enough in regional areas. But I want to hear from people. So what are you seeing out around this area? What are the things that you seem like are important from a state government perspective?
The first thing I realised when I moved up here was that Wellington in particular doesn't have a 24-hour police station. I had thought for such a major town, not necessarily a city, but certainly a town, and given its publicised problems, it should have had 24-hour coverage. That leaves me with I'm not going to say an uneasy feeling, but a feeling that the state government could have done better and can do better because it can be changed.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a fairly easy change. It just requires a little bit of money.
That's
and
right.
you're not Robinson Crusoe. You are not the first person who said that to me. I'm sure you won't be the last person who says that to me. And it's certainly something that I think definitely needs to be addressed in Wellington.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you move on to health, yes, okay, they've upgraded Orange Hospital, they've upgraded Dubbo, or they're in the process of upgrading Dubbo Hospital. What that means for Wellington in the middle, don't really know. But again, it's a little community hospital. It does well with its given resources, but it's like any other hospital. It doesn't need to compete with the big boys, but it should be properly resourced to provide the functionality that it needs for the district. Education. I haven't got any grandkids and I haven't got any kids, so I don't really know about that.
That's fine. And we're sitting here at the moment in the hall and we're looking out across one of the many roads in the area. How are you finding the roads around the area? Again, if we contrast it to where you were in Penrith.
These roads are, I'm not going to say atrocious, I'm a four-wheel driver. I've seen worse, but I have also seen a lot better. This road out here was first sealed about 18 years ago. I think it's had a complete reseal maybe once in that time. There are a number of areas where it really needs to be ripped up and redone. Back roads. Yeah. I think the state government turns around and says, yeah, it's a back road. Let the local government take care of it.
Yeah. And from a technical point of view, local government is responsible for a local road. So if you see a local road, then yes, it is. But there is the option, the availability for funding for some of those roads from a state government perspective.
Yeah.
So it's an easy hand off or palm off to say local government takes care of that. We don't need to worry about it. But we're all in this together. I think the demarcation amongst the three levels of government is a bit too easy and convenient sometimes. So I think we just need to roll up our sleeves and work on it together.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if anything major happened out on the highway, this is the back road, and this gets B doubles over it.
Yeah.
And that only chews up more, and then you end up with the same continuing argument. We need more money to fix the road because but you can't change incidents, accidents. They are what they are. But you still should have a plan B, as they say. Yeah. And this plan B, you're not quite up to scratch.
Anyway, it's been good meeting with some of the members here of the Mumbil District Progress Association. I love the hall. I love the chairs in the hall. They're an old classic, those chairs in there. But thank you for you being the spokesperson for the members that came along to meet with me here tonight. So thank you for putting your hand up and speaking. I don't think your hand got put up. I think it got pushed up, didn't it?
I think it got pushed, yes. But that's okay. All done without coercion.
Good. And it is good to talk to people, and as I get around the area, it's always good to have discussions with people about whatever is important to them. So thank you for your time, and thanks to the rest of the members of the MDPA.
Thank you very much for giving your time for us to ask the relevant questions.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Noreen.